Shalom, family. This is Elder Jenkins with the King James Bible University. And I want to speak to you on a topic: neglect not the gift that is in thee. Neglect not the gift that is in thee. So family, we know that the Most High has put his word in us. And his word is placed in our heart and in our mind that we should not depart from it. And so the teaching is just encouraging us not to neglect the gift that is in thee. So family, once again, this is Elder Jenkins with the King James Bible University. And I'm not going to be before you very long, but we just want to allow the precepts of the Most High God of Israel to resonate and marinate in our soul and our spirit, to give us something to meditate on as we begin this Sabbath morning. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the book of Sirach, or either Ecclesiasticus for some, chapter 6 and verse 18 down to 37. And it says, "My son," meaning my servant, "gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt thou find wisdom till thine own age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat," meaning thou shalt learn of her fruits right soon. See, we talking about this wisdom, family. It's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, "She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her." So one that is without understanding will not remain with wisdom. And he's telling us in the teaching, neglect not the gift that is in thee. It says, "She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long. For wisdom is according to her name, according to her way, and she is not manifest unto many." It's not made known unto many. "Give ear, my son, my servant, and receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel," meaning my doctrine, my teaching. "And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her feathers be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shall put her about thee as a crown of joy. My son, my servant, if thou will, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent." In other words, you should be wise. "If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders, the teachers, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. If thou seest a man of understanding, get thee behind him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Creator, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. So he's letting us know, family, we should not neglect this gift that is in us. 1 Timothy chapter 4, and we hit verse 11 through 14. And it reads, these things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity, till I come and give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. In other words, with the laying on the powers of the prophecy. See, this gift was given to us by prophecy, family. This word is sharper than a double-edged sword. He hath set a plumb line in the midst of his people Israel, by the laying on of the powers of the prophecy. He says in Jeremiah 31 and 33, let's look at some of this prophecy and the power and the weight that it carries. Jeremiah 31 and 33 says, but this shall be the covenant, meaning this shall be the agreement that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Spirit of God, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. So he's letting us know right through the prophecy and the power of the presbytery that he was going to put his law in our inward parts and write it in our hearts. He would be our God and we would be his people. And this is a covenant agreement that he have made with the house of Israel, all 12 tribes that were scattered to the four corners of the earth. Psalms 89 and 34, because we know Yahweh is not a man that he should lie, neither he's the son of man that he should repent. He says, my covenant, my agreement will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. So this doctrine that I have set up, I will not depart from it. I would not waver. I would not change my mind. I would not give up on my people, is what he's saying. He's not going to alter it or break the covenant of anything that has gone out of his lips. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 9 down to 14. It says, and the Spirit of God, thy God, will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, meaning thy nation, for good. For the Spirit of God will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Spirit of God, thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. And if thou turn unto the Spirit of God, thy God, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, for this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It's not far off, family, because it's already in thee. He's saying, it is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. So he's letting us know in several places that this law was in our inward parts, and he wrote it on our hearts, placed it in our minds. And this is why the teaching is telling us, family, neglect not the gift that is in thee. Don't neglect it. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5 through 8. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, doctrine and teaching, even as the Spirit of God, my God, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as the Spirit of God our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Exodus 19 and 5. Let's get some more information. He says, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, keep my agreement, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine. All the earth is his, family. Revelations chapter 5 and verse 10. He says, and has made us unto our God, kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. This is what he have done. He have made us unto our God to be kings and priests. He's telling us what he have done. A kingdom of kings and priests. Exodus 19 and 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, to the 12 tribes of Israel that scattered abroad. This is who he's referring this information to. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 9, he says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. He wants us to teach this information to our offspring, to our children. Let's hit the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 1 through 8. He says, give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Spirit of God in his strength and his wonderful works that he have done. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in Yahweh and not forget the works of Yahweh, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Yahweh. So he's letting us know, family, that is his hope and his will that we might set our hope in Yahweh and not forget the works of Yahweh, but to keep his commandments. It's not his will that we be as our forefathers, stubborn and rebellious, not setting our heart right, and not having our spirit steadfast with our God, with our God. This is what he trying to make sure we prevent going the other way. 2nd Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, thus said the Creator, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsel. They spoke evil of my doctrine and teaching. This is what they done. 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 21 down to 25, it says, for Yahweh have given straight commandment to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. And therefore, Esdras, for the empty are the empty things, and for the full are the full things. Let's go to Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1 and 2. He said, this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endured forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated, that thou mayest be enlightened. Let's get some more. Sirach, chapter 4, verse 11 down to 20. It says, wisdom, this is that light that will illuminate us, that will enlighten us. Wisdom exalted her children and laid hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And wheresoever she entereth, the Creator will bless. He will give wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He will enlighten you. He will illuminate you. That's what he's telling us. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One. And them that love her, the Creator doeth love. Whoso giveth ear unto her shall teach the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secret. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give it him over to his own ruin. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24 through 28. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. For she is the brightness, she is the light. There's that brightness, the illumination of the everlasting light. The unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh in the image of his goodness. And being but one, she can do all things. And remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. And in all ages, entering into holy souls. So in other words, in all generations, she's entering into holy souls. She maketh them friends of Yahweh and prophets. For Yahweh loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. See, family, this is the reason why he's telling us, neglect not the gift that is in thee, because his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be there as we seeking his face, as we seeking him out from our youth all the way up into our old age. Yahweh loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 15 through 16. Meditate upon these things and give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. This is very important. And the only way we can do this, what he's telling us right here in verse 15 and 16, meditating upon these things and giving ourselves wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all, and that we must take heed unto thyself and unto doctrine and continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. The only way we can do this, and we follow his instructions over in Isaiah 28, we'll hit verse 9 through 11. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. So in other words, he's going to be speaking a spiritual language. Stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. 1 Corinthians 2, verse 6 down to 16. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, meaning among them that are upright, among them that are righteous. Yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Creator of glory. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahweh have prepared for them that love him. But Yahweh have revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man but the Spirit of Yahweh. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. In other words, they are spiritually comprehended. You can comprehend the scriptures spiritually. He says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things. He teacheth all things, yet he himself is judge of no man. For who have known the mind of the Creator that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. He's telling us we have the mind of Christ, family. Psalms 133 and verse 1 through 3. He says, behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments. We know this is all spiritual talk, talking about the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding of precious ointment, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. Speaking about his doctrine and teachings. For there the Spirit of God forevermore. So family, we see here that this blessing, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it was commanded from the Spirit of God. Not only that, even life forevermore was commanded. Only if we hearken and obey his voice. Only if we do the things that he have called us to do in his agreement. I'm going to show you this agreement again before we get ready to go out. Exodus 19:5, he says, now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, my agreement, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation of people. And these are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So family, I want to say to you today, neglect not the gift that is in thee. Don't neglect it, family. We already showed you through scripture where it was given. Right here in verse 14, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery, the power of the prophecy. Neglect not this gift, family. This gift was given, and just as he give it, he can take it away. So I want to encourage you this day to meditate on these scriptures and neglect not this gift that is in thee. Seek his face, family. Seek wisdom. He will give it to you. He clearly told us in his teaching, if it's someone that's unlearned, wisdom will not stay with them. So we want to make sure that we have a prudent heart, a prudent mind, and we always seeking after his wisdom, his judgments, his doctrine, and his teaching. So family, I'm going to say a shalom to everyone. Didn't plan on staying before you very long, but I want you to meditate on these scriptures. If you neglect this gift that is in thee, it'll be your own fault and nobody else's. There'll be no one else to blame but the one you see in the mirror. So I'm going to say a shalom to everyone. Until we meet again, shalom.